Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach. Thanks again for being here, for listening, for sharing this podcast with others. And don't forget to follow me on all the socials. And I've been encouraged to get back on Twitter, so watch for that. And feel free to call me out if you don't see me on there, right? I'd love for you to call me out, tag me, do something to help me notice that you've done that, and I'll respond. Yes, it's a new habit for me, and I've got to get it started this week. As I talked about with someone recently, this is your parental advisory that you may be subjected to some colorful language in these podcasts. I mean, I am the Badass Business Coach after all. Why wouldn't there be a cuss word here or there? So you've been warned. And honestly, I never know when it'll come out. Yes, I try to write my script or at least write some notes, but as I get into the moment and start getting into the stories, shit happens like that. You should have expected that. All right, last Monday's podcast was about more. Yes, what else can you learn? Where else can you go? What more can you do for you? And all of that comes from being prepared. As prepared as we can be, right? Because none of us were prepared for, that bullshit that never seems to end. But what more did you decide? Did you identify where else you want to go? And know that wasn't just on a vacation in your career or business. Being okay with just being okay shouldn't sit well with you. And if it does, then why are you investing in yourself and listening to my podcast? You should be listening to like true crimes or some other fictional shit, right? Just have fun if you're okay with okay. But as I mentioned last Monday, wanting more isn't selfish. It's part of growth and obtaining success. You should want more. Some people I heard from or talked to as official clients shared with me their ideas of achieving more, and it wasn't selfish at all. Some were understanding that they finally need to listen to me and take more me time. I've talked about that for years. Others were going to do more marketing, more specifically networking, since they're most back open, and others were just going to do some things more personally to help them relax as they realized they were shortchanging their personal life and things were starting to feel a little strained there. So what about you? I know I want more, and what more am I going to do? Well, in regard to my business, I have my virtual assistants working on things to help me. And I have a meeting with a publicist and a marketing company to help with the book launch. The two people reviewing my website for SEO design and helping with some marketing tactics. And so is my virtual assistant looking at the YouTube account. I'm going to do more marketing and advertising than I ever did with my previous 3 books. And with my direct coaching, I'm going to make sure that the message gets out there that you don't need to be failing to hire a coach. You just simply want more. You want to get to that next level. And no, we all aren't expensive, so get over that. Investing in you is investing in you. What could you do to be selfish and in turn help you grow and finish the year strong? Honestly, what can you do personally to be more selfish for you personally? Like I talked about, self-care. I've preached a lot about that over the years. I have my listener, Nicole, who had a baby and has embraced every moment of maternity leave. And listener Steve in Arizona, who I just met a couple weeks ago with his wife, Christine, they just moved and now they have this kick-ass pool and backyard. So I saw that he's starting his mornings out after a run, or he'll go to the pool, read, have his coffee, yes. And my sister in Georgia calls it her quiet time, where she likes to just drink her coffee after she just wakes up and, be quiet. No music, no TV. She has her iPad or Kindle, whatever she's over there doing. I just experienced this for a few days because I invaded her quiet time and I did my best to be quiet for her. So what is your daily routine, your daily rituals? And it could be morning, it could be evening, because sometimes that's better for you. You may just not be a morning person. You may have little kids or kids in general that you just have to get out the door, get to school, and that's okay. So afternoon or evening might be your time. It's important to have your time as it helps you refresh your mind and your body and in turn avoid burnout. I talked about burnout a few podcasts ago with a client. I saw it coming and she wasn't listening and she hit that wall hard. Recognizes that signs can be hard for some people or like her just think they can push through it, right? The top 3 signs of burnout are pretty obvious: exhaustion, behavior, and this comes down to being tired. Notice how easily people irritate you or how quick you are to snap at others. And lack of focus, not being able to complete simple tasks or figure out what to do next. You're just sort of lost. The thing I always hear, I hear quite a bit from from friends or clients that say, "I can't believe I'm sick. I don't know what happened." Well, dumbass, that's your body saying you didn't pay attention to the signs of burnout and now you're done, right? And most people will say they feel much better and ready to tackle everything. And yeah, then again, you're back to being stressed because you're behind. But you've got to take the time. You're going to pay for it or pay for it, right? And I know it's all got to get done now. I understand. I mean, I have 5 years of spreadsheets. My files are a hot mess. And I've ignored my YouTube account since it really started, just letting my podcast upload there from Libsyn and occasionally posting a video. But to make it what it should be, I should be, right? Doing a lot more. And I've done my fair share of attempting to sort my list, only to get frustrated and wonder, why the hell am I doing this? Or it's confusing and I'm not thinking through it. But I know what I need done. And guess what? That's what Juvie and Romeo, my virtual assistants, are doing. They're amazing and they're working away at it. And it eases my mind that it's being taken care of and it's going to be cleaned up once and for all. And yes, time is money and they are money better spent. So what about you? Yeah, again, I've talked about burnout forever. I've talked about all of this shit forever. But, you've got to hear it this time. Maybe, just maybe you will hear it this time. What will you do to be selfish and finish the year strong? I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.